This presentation is based on Watson's human caring theory.
Dr. Jean Watson was born in West Virginia in the 1940s. She studied nursing at Lewis Gale School of Nursing and graduated in 1964. Dr. Watson went on to earn a master's degree in psychiatric and mental health nursing from the University of Colorado. In 1973, Dr. Watson graduated with a PhD in educational psychology and counseling. She became Dean of Nursing at the University of Colorado Health Sciences Center, a Fellow of the American Academy of Nursing, and the President of the National League for Nursing. Dr. Watson is a widely published author and co-author of over 14 books on caring. She recently founded Watson Caring Science Institute to promote her nursing theory. Dr. Watson's theory of human caring is based on corrective factors that are aimed at the caring process. The goal of the theory is to heal and maintain health using a holistic approach. The foundation of nursing has always been about caring for others. However, one of the factors of Dr. Watson's theory addresses the issue that nurses should also focus on caring for themselves in order to care for others.
Watson believes that caring is central to nursing and that it unifies practice. There are two underlying assumptions according to her theory. 1. Care and love constitute the primal and universal psychic energy. And 2. Care and love are requisite for our survival and the nourishment of humanity. Some of the major conceptual elements of the theory are as follows: curative factors, transfers on all caring relationships, and a caring moment or caring occasion. Her theory stresses how important lived experiences are, not only of the client, but also of the nurse. This is because both the nurse and the client come together to create a caring moment. Caring is the passage to the heart because it transcends culture, diagnosis, and treatment modalities. She believes that individual healing can be strengthened through these authentic caring relationships. Caring moments are fragile because they depend on the relationship between the nurse and the patient, the body and the mind, and the patient and the environment. A task-oriented nurse will miss this opportunity. A transpersonal caring relationship is built on the process of caring and healing and begin an authentic relationship.
Human caring in nursing is not just an emotion, concern, attitude, or benevolent desire. Caring connotes a personal response. Caring is an intersubjective human process and is the moral idea of nursing. Caring can be effectively demonstrated only interpersonally. Effective caring promotes health and individual and family growth. Caring promotes health more than does curing. Caring responses accept a person not only as he or she is now, but also for what he or she may become. A caring environment offers the development of potential while allowing the person to choose the best action for himself or herself at a given point in time. Caring occasions involve action and choice by nurse and client. If the caring occasion is transpersonal, the limits of openness expand, as do human capacities. The most abstract characteristics of a caring person is that the person is somehow responsive to another person as a unique individual, perceives the other's feelings, and sets one person apart from another. Human caring involves values and will and commitment to care, knowledge, caring actions, and consequences. The ideal and value of caring are a starting point, a stance, and an attitude that have to become a will, an intention, a commitment, and conscious judgment that manifests itself in concrete acts.
These provide a focus for nursing phenomena which have evolved into caritas processes. The word caritas means esteem or affection in Latin. This includes a greater spiritual dimension and allows for caring and love to transform the self and those being cared for. The original 10 caring factors were transformed into caritas.
Caring factors were changed to caritas as follows. 1. The formation of a humanistic, altruistic system of values was changed to practice of loving kindness and equanimity within a context of caring consciousness. 2. Installation of faith, hope, which was changed to being authentically present and enabling and sustaining the deep belief system and subjective life world of the self and the one being cared for. 3 is cultivation of sensitivity to oneself and to others, which was changed to the cultivation of one's own spiritual practices and transpersonal self, going beyond the ego self. 4 was development of helping, trusting, human caring relationship, which was changed to developing and sustaining a helping, trusting, authentic, caring relationship. And 5, promotion and acceptance of the expression of positive and negative feelings, which was changed to being present to and supportive of the expression of positive and negative feelings as a connection with the deeper spirit of the self and the one being cared for. Number 6 is the systematic use of a creative problem-solving caring process, which was changed to creative use of the self and of all ways of knowing as part of caring process, engaging in the artistry of caring healing practices. 7 was the promotion of transpersonal teaching and learning, which was changed to engaging in genuine teaching learning experience that attends to unity of being and meaning, attempting to stay within the other's frame of reference. 8. The provision of a supportive, protective, and/or corrective mental, physical, sociocultural, and spiritual environment, which was changed to creating a healing environment at all levels, physical as well as non-physical. A settled environment of energy and consciousness whereby wholeness, beauty, comfort, dignity, and peace are potentiated. 9. Assistance with gratification of human needs, which was changed to assisting with basic needs with an intentionally caring consciousness, administering human care essentials, which potentiate alignment of mind, body, and spirit, wholeness, and unity of being in all aspects of care, tending to both the embodied spirit and the evolving spiritual emergence. And 10. Allowance for existential phenomenological spiritual force, which was changed to opening and attending to spiritual, mysterious, existential dimensions of one's own life, death, soul care, and the one being cared for. Watson's human caring theory can be applied to general nursing practice as follows. Transpersonal human caring are connections that include the awareness of the nurse by noticing movements, senses, touch, sounds, and words in which the client transmits and reflects his own condition. Transpersonal caring liberates feelings in a patient and allows them to better understand the condition of their own being. By seeking out a connection with their patient, a nurse is able to access an understanding of the patient's inner self, which seeks recovery and understanding of an illness. In the next video, we give a scenario in which a nurse is applying Watson's human caring theory to general nursing practice.
The nurse is assigned to take care of Mrs. Smith, a 23-year-old Hispanic woman who will undergo her fifth amputation. Gangrene has affected both feet and legs. She is scheduled for an above-the-knee amputation of her right leg because the last amputation did not heal properly. Before walking into the room,
I know her quite well since I took care of her during her last hospitalizations. I've always liked this patient. At our first meeting, she shared with me her life story,
referred to as Phenomenal Field by Watson,
which allowed me to know her as a person, not just a case going for surgery in a unit. Hello, Mrs. Smith. How are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Okay, so I've come up with a few ways for us to help you remember how to take your medication.
According to Watson, the nurse's creativity contributes to making nursing an art.
I'm happy to discuss it. How have you been doing?
I'm good.
The patient knows the nurse as a person, not as just another nurse. The nurse is her nurse. She knows that the nurse cares for her and that the nurse is committed to helping her through her ordeal. This is an example of what Watson means by our relationship becoming part of both of our life history.
From her faint smile, I can tell that she is depressed, probably because her other leg has to be amputated more. But I cannot make this assumption, so I will have to ask about her perceptions and feelings pertaining to her lived experience. While I help her settle in her room, I arrange her environment so that she can feel at ease.
The nurse uses the time to ask about her feelings, and her priorities for her care plan and hospitalization.
I want to be home for Christmas because my family is coming over.
It is important to take the time to consider the patient's priorities. Some people say caring takes too much time, but I feel that focusing on the patient's priorities will help them participate more actively in their healing process. Eventually, more time is saved in caring for patients.
You get into bed comfortably. You want to up a little farther?
Yes, please.
How's that?
Could I have pen, please?
Absolutely.
Look at me! I feel like a piece of meat. Is this surgery worth it? I can't even manage myself. Is it really worth the money?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain?
Before I lost my leg, people used to respect me. Now I feel that losing my leg made me lose respect too.
My patient makes me realize the importance of Watson's caring values based on respecting and preserving human dignity. Yet, hearing how other people's reactions affects her, I understand more than ever that Mrs. Smith and her environment are interrelated.
If you only knew me back then when I had my leg.
How does losing your leg make you feel different?
I just don't feel useful anymore. I feel like my social relationships are not the same. Can I have some time alone?
The nurse finds it difficult to consider how people can disrespect a human being for being different. People have to look beyond the body and look at the mind and the soul.
Okay, I can give you a moment alone.
Thank you so much.
As the nurse leaves the room, she feels powerless towards her patient, not knowing what to say or what to do. Watson reminds us that being caring is being vulnerable. He says, if we are not able to be vulnerable with ourselves and others, we become robotic, mechanical, detached, and depersonal in our lives and work and relationships.
Our goal is establishing a transpersonal caring relationship that will, as Watson states, protect, enhance, and preserve my patient's dignity, humanity, wholeness, and inner harmony. Caring for me is what nursing is all about.
I will be an advocate for my patients.
I will not judge any patient based on appearances or cultural
I will
beliefs.
always try to understand the needs of my patients, whether those are psychological, physical, or
I
emotional.
will always listen to my patients with full
I'll
sincerity.
provide my patient with a comfortable and welcoming environment to keep them at ease.
I will strive to make a connection with every
I will
patient.
take my time with every patient despite being busy or stressed.
I will use a holistic approach to patient care, incorporating the mind, body, and soul in
I
healing.
will uphold to the nurse's code of ethics in every situation.
Watson's theory complements our own nursing theory because, like Watson, we believe that nursing should be centered on the patient. It is necessary to truly understand the patient's wants and wishes in order to provide the best care possible. Watson discusses how to open yourself up as a nurse and to connect with all of your patients. This will help you to be a better nurse, one that understands their patient and gives them the care they truly want. This means being respectful of people's wishes, their values, and their religion, which incorporates doing what the patient wants and not what the nurse wants. Our personal philosophy reflects Watson's want to create lasting relationships and to give the best care possible.
What word best describes Watson's theory of caring? A. Interpersonal, B. Transpersonal, C. Intrapersonal, or D. Community-based? The answer is B. Transpersonal. What would Watson most likely encourage the nurse to do with her theory? A. Use it as a philosophical blueprint to guide practice. B. Follow the theory like a roadmap to seek specific answers. C. Use it while assessing a patient. Or D. Use it only when you have a personal connection to the patient. The answer is A. Use it as a philosophical blueprint to guide practice. What best demonstrates the concept of universal love in regards to Watson's theory? Hugging every patient a nurse comes into contact with. B. A nurse's heart-centered presence is radiating positivity beyond their physical body. C. Using polite words such as please and thank you. Or D. Treating every patient equally despite the many differences in physicality and personality. The answer is B. A nurse's heart-centered presence is radiating positivity beyond their physical body. Under Watson's theory, how is a nurse expected to view a patient? A. As someone who is incomplete because of their illness but can be made whole again. B. As a friend who must be treated as such. C. As a person who is able to be physically healed. Or D. As a spirit-filled individual who exists beyond an illusion. The answer is D. What process would best help the nurse in achieving personal, professional development and spiritual growth? A. Assessing one's own values, beliefs, and relationships. B. Asking the patient for advice on how to improve one's own interpersonal skills. C. Subscribing to a religion before venturing into nursing. Or D. Focusing on reading philosophy to incorporate into one's practice. The answer is A. Assessing one's own values, beliefs, and relationships. Which situation best demonstrates a nurse's understanding of the theory of human caring? A. The nurse discussing their own religious beliefs with a newly admitted patient and their family, saying that God will help them through this. B. A nurse talking a patient through an uncomfortable procedure. C. The nurse dimming the lights and designating a half hour of quiet time for patients, families, and staff to slow down and calm the environment. Or D. A nurse helping another nurse to make their day easier. The answer is C. While trying to explain this theory to another nurse, she says, "I already show caring to all my patients." Your best response would be, A. Not really. Your patients love you, but your unit has a high rate of HAIs in the building. B. I've seen how you interact with them, and it's great. You make them feel at ease. But caring encompasses so much, and we as nurses must always continue to develop a deeper understanding of the relationships we have with patients on a spiritual level. C. Yes, you're right. All of your patients feel better in no time. Or D. I have no doubt about that, but caring is more than physical. You have to help them emotionally, too. The answer is B. What situation does not illustrate a nurse's understanding of Watson's theory? A. Authentically listening to a patient complain about how his family never visits him. B. Assuring that you and the patient are within each other's frame of reference while teaching him. C. Telling the patient that the doctors will make him feel better when he grimaces. Or D. Assisting the patient in his basic human needs care. The answer is C. Telling the patient that the doctors will make him feel better when he grimaces.
The nurse assigned to take care of Mrs. Smith, a 23-year-old Hispanic woman who will undergo her 5th amputation. Gangrene has affected both feet and legs, and she is scheduled for an above-the-knee amputation of her right leg because the last amputation did not heal properly. Before walking into the room,
I know this patient really well. I've taken care of her during her past hospitalizations, which allowed me to know her as a person, not just a case. From her faint smile, I can tell that she is depressed, probably because her other leg has to be amputated more. But I cannot make this assumption, so I will have to ask about her perceptions and feelings pertaining to her lived experience. While I help her settle in her room, I arrange her environment so that she can feel at ease.
the nurse uses the time to ask about her feelings, and her priorities for her care plan and hospitalization.
I want to be home for Christmas because my family is coming over.
It is important to take the time to consider the patient's priorities. Some people say caring takes too much time, but I feel that focusing on the patient's priorities will help them participate more actively in their healing process. Eventually, more time is saved in caring for patients.
So I'm going to help you get settled into bed. Absolutely.
Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Sorry. Say it now. Go again.
Can I have a bedpan?
Absolutely.
Look at me. I feel like a piece of meat in this bed. I can even handle myself. Is this surgery worth it? Is it really gonna